next robot would be great to have something that maybe looked as if it came from a building site or something, and it looked as if it was sort of like a robot that was used on building sites to break up sort of stone and shift things around and look very industrial sort of looking robot. So I thought, well, an axe, and get a really good axe and welly into other robots, crack holes in them, open them up, and that would be another good robot.
Shunt, a power-packed robot capable of dragging a fully loaded Land Rover with its hydraulic lift and the ability to cleave all opponents in two with a pneumatically driven diamond edge axe which strikes with over 500 kilograms of pressure.
Recognise this? This is Shunt, and this is Malcolm. Malcolm looks after Shunt and has done since the first series. He was responsible for building Shunt in the very first wars, and he's also responsible for sending all those robots out looking like pepper pots.
One puncture mark, two. Into the flame soon. Oh, Shunt's pickaxe here, wrecking havoc, cutting it. Oh, look at that!
The unique movement that Shunt has got on his axe is actually this. The full range of movement of the arm itself comes right back to here. But the actual force that is pushing it through that movement is this piston here. Basically, the supply of air or CO2, carbon dioxide, comes from this valve, this sort of regulator here, through a series of valves which control the opening and closing, and end up going in through this opening here, which actually pushes, like so, this ram out and keeps it going all the way down through there. The axe was put on afterwards as a little afterthought, and it's been gradually modified and improved each year, so it's now become its major weapon.
Dominator, trying to get to the 50 points, couldn't get in there, and the House Robots now exacting revenge. This time, and there comes the big pickaxe.
So what's one of your finest hours? Have you got one of your finest moments?
I think probably the finest hour was involving this, the old axe again. And basically it was a bout in which Hypnodisc was involved. And I think Hypnodisc must have had a bit of trouble because I think it got one of its wheels damaged and it couldn't control itself very well.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Pussycat immediately on the attack. Look at that blade, or something's come off there. Hypnodisc straight away. It's caused damage to Hypnodisc straight away. I think it caused damage to one of the wheels. I'm not too sure. Let's see if one of those wheels is locked up. Pussycat with their powerful circular blade. The saw blade causing damage to Hypnodisc. There it was to the rear wheel arch. And I think one of those wheels is locked up. That's why Hypnodisc can't drive. Now if Pussycat can push them into that CPZ, yes, the House Robots can take over. They can attack once the machine goes into their corner. The corner patrol zone, and Shunt is causing damage to Hypnodisc. Will that aluminium and mild steel shell now withstand damage from the House Robots? This is a real shock in the making. I can't quite believe it. No one really gave Pussycat a prayer against Hypnodisc, and they are stuck. That wheel is not moving, and look at that. That's damage to the enormously powerful blade of Hypnodisc, and it's stopped working. The blade has been immobilized. There is no weaponry. There is little movement for Hypnodisc. One wheel on your wagon. Around in ever-decreasing circles, I'm afraid. For Hypnodisc, what a surprise this is! Killalot has come in, and Killalot and the House Robots have long awaited this moment. There are a few scores to settle for Hypnodisc. They've been brilliant competitors, I think, the Rose family. Great sports throughout, but they're out of it. Well, that's a typical sporting gesture from the Rose family. Alan Gribble, Robin Herrick and David Gribble are through.
I think one of the other good times was Panic Attack. Do you remember when you were just pepper potting Panic Attack?
Down! Oh, that's demonic, and that's Evil Knievel from Panic Attack. But Dead Metal's waiting. And in comes Shunt as well with a deadly axe, piercing and punctuating and puncturing. That's Spider of Panic Attack. What are they going to do now? Oh, that is the eye on the Spidey. And this looks deadly.
So that was Shunt.